mini master course, I'm going to dive in a little bit deeper into how mudras can help different energy centers in the body. If you're watching this, chances are you know a little bit about energy and how that cycles. You've guessed it, it's related to chakras. Chakras in Sanskrit just means wheel, and there's energy created in all these energy centers, and there's organs related to it, and there's actually different chakras related to the fingers. Now, we only have 5, and they don't cross over in the other one. It's the same chakras in each hand and represented in the fingers. But I can tell you, if you work on your base chakras from root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat on up, you will cultivate inner knowing, intuition, third eye, and crown, universal consciousness connecting to everybody, everything and everywhere. And I've experienced this, and it's pretty magical. You don't need to smoke anything or be on any psychedelics to feel it. It's pretty amazing. Being connected to your body and cycling energy appropriately is the natural drug, and it's just so great because then you don't need anything else, and no one can take any happiness or pill away from you, and you feel like you can't survive without it. I think there's a word for that: addiction. So all of that to say is that just in your fingers, you actually cover all the chakras up to throat. In a later series, or a later video rather, after this video, we will go over how you can cultivate third eye and crown. That'll be through applied kinesiology. If you know anything about applied kinesiology, this is rooted in science. It was from a PhD, MD, David Hawkins. He was a mystic, scientist, a doctor, you name it. He was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II, now the late Queen. Sadly, wow, what a life. He had an incredible life. And helping you do muscle tests and having you develop more inner knowing and figuring out, what part of your body is ailing you. If you don't have things twitching and stuff, typically if something twitches on your body, you can, and you have headaches, you can apply certain pressure points that will alleviate it. And certain points in your body you touch in the right point, it zips, almost like there's an energy current there. But also there's certain areas where if you have a twitch in your leg and everything, those twitches aren't just random. It's your body trying to tell you from the inside. And you just have to make your mind attuned to that everything happens for a reason, especially your body is always trying to tell you before your mind even really knows, because there's all these distractions out here. So for me, the peanut butter and jelly of energy healing and energy work and energy psychology is marrying both applied kinesiology, the finger test, the muscle test. They actually used to use these tests back in the day when you first developed it as the human lie detector, but you don't want to run up on your spouse or your loved one or your significant other or partner and just say, hey, I don't like where you were last night, or I don't know what you're doing, so give me your arm, I'm going to do this muscle test, and you can actually see if they're lying or not. No, consent isn't to get you where you want to be. Force is not going to get you, and that's something else. Not going to get you where you want to go, and that's something else David Hawkins talks about in his book Power and Force. He also has this incredible grid that relates different colors of the chakra to different frequencies, what station your attunement is tuning into. And a lot of woo-woo people say, hey, that's not the vibe. Quite literally, most people on this planet, based on Hawkins' grid, and he wrote a book about this, are on the 200 level. So that means root, basically not feeling protected, always feeling like they're spinning. They live in shame, anguish, fear. And the opposite of fear is love. And that's where we're trying to go, from 3D consciousness to 5D. These different realms are related to the quantum realms, quantum physics, string theory. There's 11. Well, guess what? Hawkins' grid from the root chakra to the top correlates with that. It's pretty incredible woo-woo stuff. And if you don't know this, most scientists got more and more spiritual and into this stuff later in their lives. Niels Bohr, Einstein, you name it. So this is, you don't think it's for you and you're very science and logical based, this is for you. There's a lot of logic behind it. If you have any questions on specific reading references you want to know because you're a curious cat, let me know and I'll throw them your way. So applied kinesiology, I was just talking about it a little bit here, and this goes beyond a mudra. You obviously you notice this. This is one of the mudras you can do with the I create my reality in the last video I showed you. But if you do applied kinesiology and ask your body, because you feel generally unwell, but you have an inner sense of knowing it must be some organ. What is it? You could just say, divine intelligence, do I feel pain in my liver? And just medium pressure, just so you know that it's connected, but not too much where you're just like, oh, I'm not going to break my own strength. You're using too much of your brain in this. This is actually trying to activate and even out mind, body, and spirit all together. And if you do that for yourself, you will be even keeled and relaxed when interacting with your partner or your loved one. This is something you could do with your partner and show them, and they'll be like, oh, how cool. And they'd be like, well, see, like maybe we should take you to the doctor if your partner doesn't like going to the doctor. But of course, like I said earlier, ask permission first. So you just tell your body, do I feel it in my lungs? I have a feeling this one's going to go, do I feel it in my heart? Oh, I feel happy in my heart. I'm feeling a little short on time because I'm flying out today, so I'm just going to ask my body, do I feel it in my overall sense of being, sense of protection? Yeah. So I tend to, when I travel really quickly to a lot of different places, don't feel that protected because I'm just one of those peaceful beings that like to just, not necessarily veg, just be around the house, really ideate, research things, learn things. Am I comfortable traveling? Yes. Do I prefer hanging out and creating incredible insights for myself to go deeper, or other people? That's my jam. That's where it's at. Went a little over in this masterclass. I'm going to give you some PDFs and tutorials so you can look at it and try it on your own. There's also a human body lie detector test you can do on your own in front of a mirror. Maybe put some pads on the ground if you're afraid you're going to fall over. But check it out and tell me what you think. You shine.